Hello, I'm Richard Gong. So in this episode, I'm going to start the Chinese version at first, and following which, I'm going to start the English version, explaining what I said in Chinese language in the first part of this episode. So after this explanation, what you are going to hear is a part spoken in Chinese language, and after which I'm going to start in English version of this episode, and in the English version coming after the Chinese version, I'm going to explain what I said in Chinese language. So please make sure before actually starting the content of this episode. 大家好，我姓龚，叫龚理查。这回我想关于他说话，这个我需要说什么啊？这回我需要的是这回我说话的是将来台湾成为中国的一个地域，这是这回的话题。你们大部分的你们可能知道，现在俄罗斯跟Ukraine 有战争，因此台湾有危险，那个危险是按刚开始这个我播客的时候我说了，我最初我说将来台湾成为中国的一个地域，我认为那个是将来我认为将来那个是发生，因此我可是我不认为那个是不是那个是没有那个是有给台湾利益，因为中华人民共和国有他们自己的SNS 服务，像 TikTok、百度、WeChat， 那个伟大的那个很大的国家有很多的网上服务，因此，如果台湾成为中国的一个地域，台湾和中国可以使用西洋的网上服务网上服务跟有中国和台湾可以使用西洋的网上服务，有中国自己的网上服务，因此我 我认为台湾成为中国的一个地域里，台湾也有几个利益。中文的部分已结束了，然后今后我打算英语的部分。And hello everybody, I'm Richard Gong of Work to Live podcast version. So I try to speak out Chinese. Well, I was trying to create an episode in Chinese language, but actually, it failed because, as you have heard of or as you have listened, my Chinese is really bad. So, of course, I'm speaking out English language, which is a non-native language for me because my mother tongue is Japanese language. And this time, what I talked about, or what I have just talked about is, so Taiwan is going to become a region of mainland China in the future, which is the topic I was talking about in the format part, or in the Chinese part of this episode. So I'm going to tell you again. So in the future, Taiwan is going to become a region of mainland China, or Taiwan is going to become a province, or become a place, become one of the many places, or one of the many regions of mainland China, which is which is such an event, or such stuff is going to happen in the future, which is what I said. So how should I say? So maybe summarizing is really good for so shortening or reducing the time for recalling. Anyway, so I said, such a thing is going to happen, but there is a merit for China and Taiwan, and Taiwan can grow. Taiwan not Taiwan can grow, but Taiwan becomes, so Taiwan is going to be able to use internet services, not only of Western ones, but also Chinese ones. So mainland China has their own internet services, like TikTok, which I think is the most famous all over the world, and Baidu, which is a search engine, maybe search engine, and another stuff is WeChat, and like which mainland China has their own internet services. And if Taiwan, of course, it's possible to use if you can understand, if you can use Chinese language, because Great Firewall surrounding China blocks accesses coming from the inside to the outside, which means if you're living outside the territory of mainland China, you can freely access websites in mainland China. So of course, I can access Baidu, and there's a website named, maybe the name of the website is Chifu. It's like a website asking for advices from other people on the internet, and I forgot the name of the website. It's a Chinese version. It's a Chinese version of YouTube in the United States. So Youku is also a Chinese. Youku is also an internet service of mainland China. And if Taiwan joins mainland China in the future, so Taiwan and mainland China can use but can become to be able to. It's weird. So China and Taiwan are going to be able to use internet services coming from or streamed from the United States of America or other European countries, but also the people living in Taiwan and mainland China are going to be able to use, not are going to be able to use, because they can use internet services of China itself, even now, which is why those Chinese people and the Taiwanese people can use both sides of internet services coming from both sides, or Chinese side and Western side. In which sense, the unification or the union between Taiwan and China, it's not are not so harmful to the people living in those two countries, and I think this is good for other countries, which I didn't tell you in Chinese language. So I think it's a unification or the union between mainland China and Taiwan. Yes, I think I have just forgot what I have just spoken about. So I think the unification between mainland China and Taiwan was the union between China and Taiwan has a kind of merits or benefits for other countries except for those two countries, and that is so. If such a unification union grow possible, that means China maybe if such a thing is possible, that means China gets closer to a civilized country, not civilized country, but a democratic country. So I live in a developed country in East Asia, and my country is Japan, and this country is a democratic country anyway. So at least I can say anything I want to the government of this country, and so which is the case to other developed countries, because for example, so if you live in the United States of America, you can say anything you want to the government of the United States of America, or you can, if you are American, you can say anything you want to the federal government. And if for example, if you live in France, you can, I don't know things about France, but actually you can say anything you want to French government, or Mr. President Emmanuel Macron. Anyway, so people in developed country are in such situations where they can say, or they can write anything they want against their own government. Of course, it's bad to write harmful stuff, or it's bad to write something mean to other people, which is not related to government. It's speaking swear words to other people is a bad action. But actually, so apart from such an exception, it's fine to opine anything, or it's fine to speak out any opinions, or it's fine to speak out any decent opinions to their own governments. But it's not so easy in the case of mainland China. But if such a unification between Taiwan and China become possible, so that means mainland China, or the government of mainland China will have become tolerant or tolerant to other people or people having different opinions from the government of mainland China. So in which sense, so such a unification or the unification or the union between China and Taiwan, it do not necessarily have disadvantages, or rather, it's possible to say that the unification between China and Taiwan have not a lot of, but really such a unification, or the unification between Taiwan and China, or the union between China and Taiwan have some huge merits or large advantages, which is what I'd like you to know this time. So I have talked about Asian stuff, but actually, so I'm recording this episode on March in 2022, in which the war between Ukraine and Russia has continued. So which is why there are severe conflict, or there are severe not, of course it's a conflict, but there might be an imminent problem. There might be an imminent huge problem between eastern side and western side. Like, eastern side is Russia and China, and the eastern side is Russia and China, and the western side is the United States of America and advanced European countries. And there might be such a conflict between the eastern side and the western side on this world, which is why, if Taiwan and China become united, so that means such a conflict, or such a severe difference, or such a severe conflict, or such a huge problem may become, or will have become alleviated or subdued in some ways, which is what I expect, or which is what I speculate. So coming back to the original title of this episode, so I'm going to tell you again. So the original title is 将来台湾成为中国的一个地域. So which means in the future Taiwan is going to become a region, or one of the regions of mainland China. So Taiwan is going to become and which I think is going to happen in the future, actually. But this event, or such a unification, or such a union between mainland China and Taiwan, that do not necessarily have a downside for Taiwan, China, and other countries, which is what I'd like you to know. So on that occasion, or facing that occasion, I think there are some merits. I think there are some merits in the unification and or the union of China and Taiwan, which is what I'd like you to realize. So that's it. Thank you very much for your listening. See you, and 非常感谢，再见。